Shelley Pearson will be the first Bermudian to compete in the world-famous Oxford-Cambridge boat race on Saturday. In our previous feature, we looked at her rowing career, which includes victories at the US Nationals and golds in both the Junior Worlds and the Ivy League Championships. In part 2 of our feature, we shine a light on Shelley's aspirations and Bermuda's rowing history. Shelley's father, Kevin, provides some insight.
She had always focused on the Olympics, really wanted to follow in Jim Butterfield's footsteps, be sort of the second person, first female to row for Bermuda.
Our first Ironman, Jim Butterfield, competed in the men's single sculls at the 1972 Munich Olympics.
I was so fortunate because Jim Dietz was the world champion at the time, having won in Lausanne in Switzerland. And he and I trained together. I just was like a small puppy with a big dog and did exactly what I was told to do. He essentially got me to Munich to see the best in the world. When I looked at that man's boat from Russia, whose boat and equipment wasn't as good as mine, but to see that he was the gold medalist, that was a life lesson for me. It's not about the equipment that you have, it's the training and the stamina.
Speaking of training and stamina, Mr. Butterfield had this to say after Shelley's team had to be rescued after their boat sank in choppy waters last week.
Any crew that goes out and sinks on a rough day, I guess I'm going to put my money behind that kind of crew. It's those oarsmen and it's those crews that train in rough water that when it's flat calm, you really, really excel and do well.
Travelling even further back in time, founder of the Bermuda Rowing Association, Michael Swain, said that rowing has an important place in Bermuda's social history.
Concentrating on Pilot Darrell, who has got to be one of Bermuda's biggest heroes for what he achieved. The Admiralty kept wrecking boats out on the reef. They asked Pilot Darrell to row the map makers around the reef. And because of his skills as a rower, on the oar in his boats, he managed to guide them through all the reefs. They mapped the reef in minute detail. Because of that, they could actually come through the reef safely up by St. George's and then through to being able to form a very secure base at the Royal Dockyard. Now, because of that, the captains got together. They were so grateful. They petitioned Westminster to grant Mr. Darrell, who was at the time a slave, his freedom.
Those who want to know more about and celebrate the life of Pilot Darrell should travel to St. George's on Saturday evening for an exhibit in the town hall, a scavenger hunt and more. Back to rowing coach Michael Swain, who is extremely passionate about the sport and would love to see more people experience it in Bermuda.
It's wonderful here because normally you're restricted to a river and there's nowhere to go. You go in a straight line up, you turn around and come back again. But Bermuda is just amazing. You can go anywhere. You're rowing alongside the turtles. It's crystal clear to 30 feet. It's as if you're flying. And I've never experienced that before.
Anybody who wants to find out more about rowing and how to take part should contact Michael Swain via bermudarowing@gmail.com and he will point you in the right direction. Coming full circle, we know that there will be many eagerly watching Shelley Pearson at the boat race, proud of what she has achieved so far. The race will be televised worldwide on Saturday on BBC World News, with coverage starting at 12:15 p.m. Bermuda time.